What's good, guys? So today I'm gonna go through one of the decks that I've been playing the most since this whole entire Dragon Link format started. It's another take on Eldlich, but this time we're playing some new cards. The ratios have changed up, and I dropped the zoos completely because I really don't think the zoo cards are good into Dragon Link. Just because one seal literally ends your chance to make the Zeus, so I don't think the zoo cards actually can deal with the Dragon Link fields, and every hand in Dragon Link always makes seal. So I think the only way to play Eldritch these days is to play it pure with just trap cards that are good at going second. So when you lose the roll, you have a chance to break the Dragon Link field. But let me get on with the list, and I'll tell you guys my thoughts on everything. So two Golden Lord, you can't go three. I know a lot of people try to go three, but it's just so bricky. I wish I could play one, but it might get banished and you just lose the game then. Then the hand traps, three Ash. I think this is mandatory in almost every deck. And then when you play pure Lich, you can play Gamma, and Gamma is absurd in this deck because you never have monsters on the field. And Gamma is essentially a Trident that you can use on turn zero. So you can even like it's almost like this is the zoo cards, but it's just better. Oh, the only thing that's bad about it is Driver, but I think Gamma is one of the best hand traps in the game, and being able to also protect your pots from resolving is also insane. So I'm playing three Extravagance and two Prosperity. I know a lot of people don't play both of these together, but I think you definitely should. If you get ashed on your Extravagance, you can activate Prosperity, and I don't think a lot of people know that. And even if you draw multiples, you're just gonna activate Extravagance one turn, draw two cards, and then next turn you're gonna activate Prosperity. Even if you have one or two bad cards, as long as you have 3 to 4 trap cards, there's no way a deck can actually beat you without having Duster or an answer to all the spell and traps. Most of these decks these days are just gonna lose to hard trap cards. And then three Cursed Eldland, which is the thing. I've been seeing people actually cut this card, which is very weird. I would definitely cut the Golden Lands way before I cut Cursed, because Cursed is everything in the engine, and you can just when you go second, I would much rather see Cursed over the Golden Lands. So three Cursed, three Scarlet, and then this is the change that I've made that I think everybody should be making right now. We Golden Lands are just not that good. They've never been that good. I think this deck gets a lot of hate because how slow it can be, and I don't think focusing on being able to consistently set conquistadors is the way to play the game right now. It's just not that strong. There's other decks that just will outpace you, even though people think this is such a grindy deck, but the way it's grinding is just not fast enough. Other decks are literally just faster than this deck now, and I wouldn't focus on playing a maxed out or Golden Lands just because the format doesn't require it either. And I would rather see trap cards that are good at going second. So if I have multiple good going second trap cards, I can actually crack the field. And then this is the other addition. The reason why the Golden Lands can go down now is there's another engine in the deck, the Paleo cards. It's not a big Paleo engine, but Dinomischus and Canadia are actually really good at going second and going first. If you Book of Moon Dragon Link's normal summon, it is so hard for them to play. And now uh, you have another way to do damage. People underestimate how strong it is that these cards just come out at any time when you activate a trap card, and you just have free damage. And if you get two in the extra deck, you'll notice I'm actually playing the Paleo XYZ and Totally Awesome, and I've summoned them many times. This actually comes up, and I actually think this playing Paleo traps is really good. I even thought about playing Morella, but it just gets too crazy then, and the deck count just has to get bigger then. But I could see a world where I play even more Paleo traps. But for the moment being, I've been playing this, and I think it's so good. These trap cards are good at going second, good at going first, and hit almost everything in the format. And in the next format, when Tri Brigade gets really strong, both of these cards actually are so good into that deck too. And then Skill Drain, Triple Ice Dragon's Prison, the best trap card in the game, and also good at going second. Triple Torrential, Triple Strike, a way to out the Dragon Link field. If you have multiples of any of these cards, you can actually crack the whole Dragon Link field when you go second. And if you go first, you automatically just win the game. And then the last trap card, Imperial Order. I always play it. I know it's only good going first, but it's actually just an auto win. And when you activate Prosperity, you're always digging for 6. So if you hit Skill Drain or Imperial Order, the game is most certainly over. So that's the main deck. I honestly think pure Eldlich is definitely the wave. I've seen Ancient Warrior Eldlich, Zoo Eldlich. Those decks are cool, but they just literally get outpaced. Zoo cards are not that good, and I love Zoo cards, but I literally don't have that much success with them anymore. They're just fun cards to play, but this is definitely a stronger way to play this deck. I know a lot of people, instead of the Paleo traps, they've been playing Nadir Servant and like they'll play one Ecclesia and Punishment, but I don't even think those cards are that good. And the Paleo Traps give you a way to actually hit the Totally Awesome or Opabina, which are actually really good cards. And then that's the main deck. I'm gonna get into the extra deck. Extra deck is obviously like you could change it around a lot, but the main cards I'll tell you what they are. Zeus, I think you have to play it. The two trains to try to OTK. Pallades, I think you have to play this, and then the Totally Awesome Opabina. These cards, I promise you, these cards are gonna come up. You guys probably think I'm crazy, but I swear to God, they actually come up. Borbo Dryden, these are here. You could probably cut them. These are here because if I play against any deck that has Zoo cards, I can make Asa summon their Zoo and then try to make my own Dryden or Zeus. Phoenix, Asa, Vampire Sucker, mandatory. Link Spider, mandatory. Entis, there's just space. I was just like, if somebody actually maximus me, which rarely ever happens, you can send this, and then Omega for the Gamma, and that's it. Very very simple. I do think you should play Two Toad if you're gonna play this route with the Paleo Traps, and then the side deck, Duster, Hengatrops, 3 Nibiru, 3 Evenly. All this is like, oh, it's always gonna change, but I'm gonna say this: you have to play D Barrier in this deck. I really do think so. When you play pure Eldlich, your matchup against the Invoke deck, that's probably the hardest matchup by far. I just, it's so crazy. It's not even Dragon Link. The Invoke matchup with the Shadal cards, Ariel just hitting everything in your graveyard, and they just grind with your trap cards. Trap cards aren't even that good into that deck. I really think you should play D Barrier just to deal with that, and it also deals with Dragoon, and this deck just struggles against Dragoon. It's so hard to add Dragoon if you don't have IDP. So it hits two things that your deck just loses to automatically. I definitely recommend playing Barrier. And then the 3 anti-spell, and then there's one slot left. I just put Solemn Judgment. I chose to play anti-spell over Solemn Judgment, but maybe Judgment's better. I don't know yet. I keep changing that around. But yeah, that's the list, guys. Paleo, Eldlich, nothing crazy. The whole entire concept is every trap is good at going second. We don't want to see Golden Land cards. Gamma is essentially another trap. If you look at this deck, you put this deck together, open a hand, it's almost impossible to ever have an unplayable hand. Every hand is gonna usually do or be game breaking going first, and then if you go second, if you just have combinations of trap cards, you can also break the Dragon Link field. I really like how this deck is working out for me, and I definitely recommend you guys try it out. Probably my favorite Eldlich deck that I played so far, and it's so good. So guys, let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you guys try it, and leave a comment and subscribe.